12 strengths many Aries discover over time. There is something about the Aries spirit that the world often misunderstands. People see the fire, the boldness, the unwavering drive. But they rarely look deeper. They rarely ask what shaped that flame, what trials forged that unbreakable will. And if you are an Aries who has lived long enough to look back on the road you have traveled, you already know the truth. Your greatest strengths were never given to you. They were discovered slowly through experience, through heartbreak, through standing up one more time when everything inside you wanted to stay down. Today we are going to name 12 of those strengths. Not the ones the world assumes you have, but the ones you earned. Strength 1. The first strength many Aries discover over time is the power of patience. Now that might surprise you. Aries is not typically associated with patience. You are known for your speed, your urgency, your desire to move and conquer. But here is what life teaches you as the years unfold. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is wait. Not passive waiting. Not the kind where you sit and hope for the best. No, this is strategic patience. The kind that comes from knowing that not every battle needs to be fought today. You learned this through experience. You rushed into things when you were younger. You pushed when you should have paused. You forced doors open that were not ready to move. And over time you began to see the pattern. You began to realize that your fire does not have to burn everything at once. It can simmer. It can glow. Can hold its heat until the moment is right. This is one of the most underrated strengths an Aries can develop because it does not come naturally. It is built through failure, through loss, through watching impulsive decisions create consequences you did not anticipate. But once you have it, once you truly understand the art of waiting without losing your edge, you become nearly unstoppable. Patience in an Aries is not weakness. It is power under control. It is fire with direction. And the people around you can feel it. They sense that you are not rushing because you do not need to. You have already learned what happens when you move too fast. Now you move with purpose. Now you move with timing. And that, more than anything, is what separates the Aries who struggles from the Aries who thrives. Strength 2. The second strength is the ability to stand alone without feeling abandoned. This is something that takes years to develop, and not every sign can do it with the same level of grace. But Aries, you were built for independence. Not because you do not want people around you, not because you do not value connection, but because somewhere deep inside you, there is a core that does not bend under loneliness. You have had seasons where the people you trusted walked away. You have had moments where the crowd thinned and the silence grew loud. And yet, you did not crumble. You adjusted. You recalibrated. You found strength in the solitude instead of drowning in it. That is not something everyone can do. Most people panic when they are left alone. They chase relationships that do not serve them. They stay in rooms where they are not respected. They cling to connections that have already expired. But you, Aries, you have learned that being alone is not the same as being lost. In fact, some of your most powerful transformations happened in isolation. Some of your clearest thoughts came when no one else was speaking. Some of your boldest decisions were made in the quiet of your own company. This strength does not make you cold. It does not make you distant. It makes you whole. It means that when you choose to be with someone, it is a choice, not a need. And that kind of presence, that kind of grounded, self-sufficient love, is rare. People feel it when they are around you. They feel the steadiness. They feel the confidence that comes not from arrogance, but from someone who has already faced themselves in the mirror and made peace with what they saw. Strength 3. The third strength is resilience that deepens with age. Every Aries carries a version of resilience from birth. It is part of your wiring, part of your elemental nature. But the resilience you are born with is raw. It is instinctive. It reacts. The resilience you build over decades is something entirely different. It is thoughtful. It is layered. It carries the weight of every setback you survived, every disappointment you absorbed, every moment where life said no and you said, "Not yet." This evolved resilience is what allows you to face uncertainty without panic. It is what lets you hear bad news and still sleep at night. It is what keeps you moving forward when the path is unclear and the future feels heavy. You did not develop this by reading about it. You developed it by living through things that would have broken someone else. And that is not an exaggeration. The challenges you faced were real. The losses were real. The moments of doubt were real. But you kept going. Not because you had no choice, but because something inside you refused to accept defeat as the final answer. That something, that relentless, stubborn, fire-fueled refusal to quit, is your resilience. And it only gets stronger with time. Every year adds another layer. Every challenge adds another dimension. And by now, you carry a kind of inner armor that most people cannot even comprehend. They see your calm and think nothing bothers you. They see your composure and assume life has been easy. But you know the truth. You know what it costs to stand this tall. And that knowledge, that lived experience, is a strength no one can take from you. Strength 4. The fourth strength is emotional honesty. For much of your life, you may have struggled with this one. Aries energy is forward-moving, action-oriented, focused on doing rather than feeling. But as the years pass, something shifts. You begin to realize that ignoring your emotions does not make them disappear. It just delays the reckoning. And so, slowly, often reluctantly, you start to let yourself feel. You start to name the things that hurt. You start to admit when you are scared, when you are sad, when you are overwhelmed. And here is the beautiful part. It does not weaken you. It makes you more real. It makes your relationships deeper. It makes your words carry more weight because people can sense that you are no longer performing strength. You are living it. Emotional honesty in an Aries is a rare and beautiful thing. It means you have done the inner work. It means you have sat with yourself long enough to know what lives beneath the fire. And when you speak from that place, when you share from that depth, people listen differently. They lean in. They trust you more. Because they know you are not hiding anything. You are not pretending. You are simply present. Fully, courageously, unapologetically present. And that is a strength that changes everything. Changes how you love. Changes how you lead. It changes how you show up in every room you enter. Because emotional honesty is not about being vulnerable for the sake of it. It is about being so secure in who you are that you no longer need to hide any part of yourself. Strength 5. The fifth strength is the courage to begin again. This one is deeply personal for many Aries. Because your life has not been a straight line. It has been a series of chapters, some beautiful, some brutal, and each one required you to start over in some way. A new career. A new relationship. A new city. A new identity. And every time you stood at the beginning of something unfamiliar, there was a moment of fear. A moment where you wondered if you had enough left in you to try again. But you did it anyway. You always did it. That is your gift, Aries. The willingness to begin again. No matter how many times life resets the board. Most people reach a certain age and decide they are done starting over. They settle. They accept. They stop dreaming because dreaming requires energy they no longer want to spend. But you still feel the pull. You still hear the whisper that says there is more. There is always more. And that willingness to answer that call, to step into the unknown with nothing but faith and fire, is one of the most powerful strengths a human being can possess. It is not reckless. It is not naive. It is brave. It is the kind of courage that comes from someone who has already rebuilt their life more than once and knows they can do it again. That knowledge does not make the fear disappear. It just makes the fear irrelevant. Because you have proven over and over that you are bigger than any setback. You are stronger than any ending. And you are always capable of writing a new beginning. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Strength 6. The sixth strength is discernment in relationships. When you were younger, you gave your trust freely. You opened your door to almost anyone who knocked. You believed in people quickly, loved them fiercely, and often ignored the red flags because your heart moved faster than your judgment. But time has taught you something invaluable. It has taught you how to read people. Not with suspicion, not with cynicism, but with clarity. You have learned to notice the difference between someone who shows up and someone who performs. You have learned to feel the energy behind someone's words, to sense when something is off, even when everything looks fine on the surface. This discernment did not come cheap. It was forged in betrayal, in disappointment, in the quiet devastation of realizing that someone you trusted was not who they pretended to be. But instead of making you bitter, it made you wise. And now your circle is smaller but infinitely more powerful. The people in your life today are there because they earned their place. They passed the tests you no longer advertise. They showed up consistently, honestly, and without conditions. And because of that, your relationships now carry a depth that your younger self could never have imagined. You love differently now. Not less but better. With more awareness. With more intention. With the understanding that loyalty is not just a word. It is a pattern. And you no longer have time for people who cannot back up their promises with action. Strength 7. The 7th strength is the ability to channel anger into purpose. Aries carries fire, and with fire comes anger. You have felt it your entire life. That surge of heat when something is unfair, when someone crosses a line, when the world does not move the way it should. And for a long time, that anger may have felt like a liability. It burned bridges, pushed people away. It made you say things you could not take back. But somewhere along the way, you learned how to redirect it. You learned that anger is not the problem. Uncontrolled anger is the problem. And when you take that same intensity, that same raw, combustible energy, and point it towards something meaningful, it becomes rocket fuel. It becomes the force that drives you to build, to create, to fight for what matters. Some of the greatest things you have ever accomplished were born from anger. Not the destructive kind, but the righteous kind. The kind that said, this is not good enough, and then went out and made something better. That transformation from reaction to creation is a strength that very few people ever develop. Most people either suppress their anger or let it consume them, but you found a third path. You learned to use it, and that makes you dangerous in the best possible way. Not dangerous to others, but dangerous to mediocrity, to complacency, to anything that tries to keep you small. Strength 8. The 8th strength is the wisdom to protect your energy. There was a time when you said yes to everything. Every invitation, every request, every demand on your time and attention. You spread yourself thin because you believed that strength meant being available, being present, being all things to all people. But that was before you understood the cost. Before you felt the exhaustion of giving without replenishing. Before you realized that every yes to something draining was a no to something nourishing. Now, you guard your energy like the precious resource it is. You have learned to say no without guilt. You have learned to step back without apology. You have learned that rest is not laziness, that boundaries are not selfishness, that choosing yourself is not abandonment. This shift did not happen overnight. It happened through burnout, through breakdown, through the slow and painful realization that you cannot pour from an empty vessel. And once you truly understood that, everything changed. Your health improved. Your relationships improved. Your creativity returned. Your joy came back. Because you were no longer spending your fire on things that did not deserve it. You were saving it for what matters. And that, Aries, is one of the most mature and powerful strengths you will ever develop. Strength 9. The 9th strength is self-forgiveness. This one is harder than it sounds, especially for an Aries, because you hold yourself to impossibly high standards. You expect perfection from yourself even when you would never demand it from someone else. And when you fall short, when you make a mistake, when you look back and see a decision you wish you could undo, the guilt can be crushing. But over time, you learn something transformative. You learn that forgiving yourself is not the same as excusing yourself. It does not mean pretending the mistake did not happen. It means acknowledging it, learning from it, and then releasing the weight so you can move forward. This is not easy for a fire sign. Your instinct is to punish yourself, to replay the moment over and over, to carry the shame like a badge of accountability. But that kind of self-punishment does not make you better. It makes you heavy, slows your fire. It dims your light. And you were not built to be dim. You were built to burn bright. Self-forgiveness is what allows that brightness to return after the darkest seasons. It is what gives you permission to try again, to trust yourself again, to believe that one mistake does not define a lifetime. And when you finally embrace this strength, when you truly let go of the past and step fully into the present, the freedom is indescribable. It is like breathing for the first time after years of holding your breath. Strength 10. The 10th strength is spiritual awareness. This one may surprise those who see Aries as purely physical, purely action-driven, purely material. But the truth is, many Aries develop a profound spiritual depth as they age. It does not always look like meditation or prayer. Sometimes it looks like a quiet moment in the morning, watching the light change. Sometimes it looks like a deep knowing that you are connected to something larger than yourself. Sometimes it is just a feeling, a sense of alignment, a whisper from the universe that you are exactly where you need to be. This spiritual awareness did not come from a book or a class. It came from life. It came from standing at the edge of loss and feeling held. It came from surviving things that should have broken you and realizing that something beyond your own will was carrying you through. You may not talk about it often. You may not even have words for it. But it is there. And it guides you more than you realize. It influences your decisions, your relationships, your sense of purpose. It is the quiet compass beneath all that fire. And the more you listen to it, the more clearly it speaks. Some people watch. Others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting. It's about moving. Strength 11. The 11th strength is the ability to inspire without trying. You may not see yourself as an inspiration. You may think you are just living your life, making your choices, handling your challenges the best way you know how. But the people around you see something different. They see someone who has been through fire and came out standing. They see someone who refuses to give up, who keeps showing up, who carries their scars with dignity instead of shame. And that is inspiring. Not because you planned it, not because you curated an image, but because authenticity is magnetic. When someone lives their truth, when someone faces their struggles openly and keeps moving forward, it gives others permission to do the same. You have been that person for more people than you know. Friends, family members, strangers who watched you from a distance and thought, if they can do it, maybe I can too. That is a legacy that does not require a title or a platform, just requires being real. And you, Aries, have always been real. Sometimes painfully so, sometimes inconveniently so, but always, always genuinely. And that genuine spirit is a strength that will outlast everything else. It will be what people remember when they think of you. Not your achievements, not your possessions, but the way you made them feel seen, heard, and brave enough to try. Strength 12. The 12th strength is knowing who you are. This might sound simple, but it is arguably the most powerful strength on this entire list. Because knowing who you are means you are no longer swayed by every opinion, no longer shaken by every criticism, no longer lost in the noise of other people's expectations. You have spent a lifetime figuring this out. You have tried on different versions of yourself, you have listened to what the world said you should be, and one by one you have stripped away the layers that were not truly yours. What remains is something solid, something unshakable, something that no trend, no loss, no change in circumstance can alter. You know your values. You know your boundaries. You know what you will accept and what you will never tolerate again. And that clarity, that deep, unwavering self-knowledge, is the foundation upon which every other strength is built. Without it, patience is just hesitation. Without it, resilience is just stubbornness. Without it, courage is just recklessness. But with it, everything you do carries weight. Everything you say carries truth. Everything you build has roots. This strength is not flashy. It does not announce itself. But it is the reason you sleep well at night. It is the reason you look in the mirror and feel peace instead of conflict. It is the reason you can face whatever comes next with your head high and your heart open. Because you know who you are. And no one, absolutely no one, can take that from you. This has been more than just a list, Aries. This has been a mirror. And if you saw yourself in even a few of these strengths, then you already know. You are carrying more power than you give yourself credit for. The fire inside you has not faded. It has matured. It has deepened. It has become the kind of flame that does not flicker in the wind but burns steady and sure, lighting the way not just for you, but for everyone fortunate enough to walk beside you. The years ahead are not about slowing down. They are about stepping into the fullness of who you have always been. Every strength on this list is not just a trait. It is a tool, a weapon, a gift. And the question is not whether you have them. You do. The question is what you will do with them from this moment forward. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.